What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here at Chris's MMA Universe. Before I get started on this video here, just make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to get notified and stay up to date with every video I post in the future. Now, let's jump right into this main event of UFC 248. Was insane, but at the same time, it wasn't really much going on, right? The reason why I would say it was insane is because the leg kicks that Isreal Adesanya was actually landing on Yoel Romero and was chopping that leg down, the lead leg of Yoel. So, other than that, there wasn't really much action in this fight. But like how Izzy said at the end in the Octagon interview, he did what he had to do. He picked him apart. He chopped him down, and he was saying how, the legs don't lie, he messed that leg up, this and that. And it is true. It is true. He did enough. He did enough of what he had to do. There wasn't really much going on except the leg kicks. There was a couple explosions that Yoel did on Izzy where it kind of looked dangerous, kind of looked like Izzy was in a dangerous spot for like a second or two. But then, Izzy just, bounced back. He just ended up, moving around. There was a couple times where Yoel was swinging him. And it was like this one specific time where I don't remember which round it was in, but Yoel swung at Izzy, and Izzy just kind of did like a Matrix dodge and, just leaned back to where Yoel's punch hit nothing but air. And that was actually... I was actually pretty impressed when I saw that, man. That was actually pretty cool. And I believe it was John Anik who actually said that, it kind of looks like, he moved out of the way and like a Matrix kind of move. But I'm paraphrasing, but, it was pretty awesome that he was able to do that. But, there wasn't really much going on. There's not really much to say on the fight, but, like Yoel was saying at the end in his Octagon interview where people pay for fights, to see fights, to not see people running away. This is what I understood from Yoel saying that, he didn't want to see people running. People pay for, pay for the fights. They work hard to pay for the UFC fights, and they come to see fights, not people running away, as if Izzy was running away. I did not see Izzy running away. There was a few times where he was, kind of, escaping danger to reset. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that Izzy was running. It was just that, he was just doing what he had to do to get out of the way of, dangerous shots of, a dangerous Yoel Romero. But he was in the fight. There was... it's not like Izzy was running away the entire time and, was cowering away. I'm not really sure what Yoel was speaking of, because Yoel was saying that, people come to see fights and to actually stand here and actually fight. But it takes two to tango, correct? So, you're kind of speaking on yourself in a way. It's not, Izzy wasn't just going to be there and give you the fight that you wanted. Izzy's going to be there to try to either take your head off or just do enough to win the fight. So, in this case, Izzy did enough to win the fight. Izzy definitely won it. Izzy definitely won the fight. There was no doubt about it. But it also takes to actually have this thing work, where if you wanted more action to show up in this fight, then you need to take action. You need to take the belt from Izzy. You're there to take the belt from Izzy, not just, sit back and expect that you were just going to win. So for Yoel to be fired up and, a little angry in his Octagon interview, it kind of, it lands on you as well. It takes two to tango, like I said. So it takes two in the UFC to fight. And if Yoel's not going to do enough to push forward to actually try to take the belt from Izzy, then it's not up to Izzy to just sit there and just give it to Yoel, right? So, it was just a little odd because, for him to get fired up that way, and kind of just looking at Izzy as if Izzy was was the wrong one. It takes two, Yoel. So I would say, for him to get fired up, you kind of have yourself to blame as well. It's not just Izzy. And I'm not even looking at Izzy to blame whatsoever. So Yoel just kind of wasn't making too much sense there because, he was making it seem like he was doing everything that he needed to do, but Izzy wasn't, which really wasn't the case. Yoel was not doing much whatsoever. Now, not saying Izzy was in there and, was, taking on the show for everybody or, actually, Izzy was shining, but Izzy was doing enough to win. And I knew Izzy was going to win this fight. I just did not think, and I don't think anybody out there thought that the fight was going to go this way. Because I know when Yoel ended up moving in, when the beginning of round one, he was just standing there, kind of like a machine or like a robot scanning like a possible threat. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what it looked like. But then it kind of just stood like that, where I guess Yoel was doing what he does, where he tries to fool you into a false sense of security and then just explodes. And he did explode a few times, just wasn't able to be successful with it. So, hats off to Izzy. I guess who's next for Izzy is going to be Paulo Costa. I mean, there's no one else, and we know Paulo Costa was next in line, but since he was injured, Yoel ended up taking the shot because Izzy wanted to fight Yoel, so Dana made it happen. But so Paulo Costa, though, is not going to stand like Yoel did. I mean, we saw in the fight with Paulo Costa versus Yoel Romero, where I think Yoel won that fight, but let's not get into that. But Paulo Costa took it to Yoel. He took it to Yoel. So Paulo Costa is not going to stand back like Yoel did against Izzy tonight. He's going to take it to Izzy. Not saying Paulo Costa is going to win, and I'm not saying Izzy's going to lose. I'm not saying Izzy's going to win because you never know. It's a fight. Anything can happen. But I do believe Paulo Costa will take this fight to Izzy. He is going to move forward. He's going to press forward. He's going to take chances. He's just going to explode. But that is a way for Izzy to shine. Izzy will actually display his skills, and he would actually, move out of the way, ended up trying to, like he says, he doesn't just take shots, he aims and fires, right? So I believe that Izzy will be able to display skills against Paulo Costa, but Paulo Costa will move forward. And I do believe Paulo Costa will be able to catch Izzy a few times. Not saying he's going to put him away, not saying he's going to put him out, but I do believe that he will be able to catch him a few times. I do believe that fight will be spectacular. I believe that fight will be very, very exciting. But, let's just see what's next for Yoel. I mean, I'm not sure if the UFC is going to release Yoel. I mean, this is now his fourth loss in a row. And he didn't really put on a show, So I'm not sure what Dana's going to do with Yoel. I'm not sure if he's going to stick around, if Dana's going to release him. So I guess we'll see what happens as time goes on. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button. I want to know your guys' comments on this fight. I want to know what you guys thought. And make sure you subscribe, and I'll see all you guys in the next one.